Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Much better performance. A game that I can actually feel a bit happy about. A performance that was better overall. We're going to be discussing that Leeds 0, Chelsea 3 game. I went to the game yesterday. I'm going to go through all of that with you guys. I've got some video clips to share with you guys as well. Give you an idea of the atmosphere. Give you an idea of what happened yesterday as well. Lots and lots to discuss. Tons and tons to discuss on today's show as well. So we've got player ratings to do, cut-off stats, open up the lines. There's so much. There's literally so much. But we're going to start off with my day yesterday. I didn't get back until 2 p.m. in the morning. Some people may have seen because I was on a space with Johnny last night on the way back, and it was tiring, but it was worth it. It was worth it. And my first away game to Leeds as well. It was a beautiful day, and yeah, man, it was a good day. There was a little bit of a slight upsetting moment while I was there, and I'm going to discuss that with you guys, and I'm going to explain what happened with that as well. But make sure you're smashing them likes, guys. Over 25 of you guys in here already. Let's get this up to 50 likes as quickly as possible. Share on your socials as well. GNA TV is back. Big up to the comment section as well. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well wherever it is that you may be around the world. And yeah, you may be looking at me and thinking, cool, Jim looks a bit tired. Well, I am. I am quite tired. Getting back at 2 o'clock last night after leaving at 10 o'clock, got lost on the way. The M1 was shut. Took us about nearly 3.5 to 4 hours to actually get back home. But what a day. And what a good day it was. I went up there with Johnny, Mr. Minerals himself. I went up there with Carefree Lewis, as you already know him as well. Drove our way up there on the way. And to be honest, it was quite a quick journey. We only had like maybe one stop off on the way as well. Got some food in us. Got there for about 6:30. Parked the car up a little way from the stadium because it was a bit hectic around there. It took us about 10-15 minutes to get to the stadium. And then we kind of got walked the long way around to where the away supporters entrance was as well. So we got in. I was on the lower tier, which you're going to see in a minute. I've got some video clips and photos to share with you guys as well. I was at the lower stands, and above me was Johnny and Lewis in the upper tier as well. But the Chelsea fans yesterday were unbelievable. And some of the chants I can't actually share or sing with you guys because or say because some of them are very, very, very rude. And if I say certain things on there, maybe YouTube might cut me out or copyright me for bad language. I don't know. But it was a good day out. It was a great day out. And yeah, I'm going to go through some of them video clips and some photos with you in a second. There's over 50 of you guys here, though. Big up to every single one of you. We are going to talk more about the game as well. What worked for Chelsea? Why was it such a better performance? There was two slight blips to the performance, two slight moments where we maybe might regret, should we say, in many ways. Didn't make the day the most greatest, but I mean, overall performance, the game, the win, the way we approached the game was good, but there was two little moments. Love your little cameo in Lewis's video. Can't wait for the stream. Big up to Erin in the house. Big up to Texas Blue. Big Ron as well. It's nice to see you in the house. Alex, my man, how are you doing, bro? Hope you're well. RD, hope you enjoyed seeing your boy Lukaku perform. I don't get this whole, say, perform. They all had a good game. Don't get me wrong. It was, I mean, seeing it and watching them, the attitude, the shutting down, the winning back high, limiting shots and goal, defensively organised. You know, all of that was good. Lukaku's game, if we talk about him individually, we'll do player ratings later on. Still thought he made a hash of certain moments. He could have had a hat trick yesterday. He genuinely could have had. Mason Mount could have had a hat trick of assists yesterday as well. Mason Mount was on fire yesterday. He generally was. But we're going to get into that a bit later on. Chelsea boy, big up to you. Well, I wouldn't say that yet, is what I would say. Let's go. 3 points we needed is what Andre's saying. Cruz says, big up, Jem. Big up to you as well. Hassan was there as well. M3, big up to you. Hassan was there as well. But, yeah, but I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to see him. He was waiting in the entrance. I was looking for him in his red shoes, but I couldn't find him. Big up to Chelsea fan, Athan, all of you guys in the chat. CFC, Matty, 3 points, 30 Leeds. And let me tell you something now. Them fucking Leeds fans, mate. South side, I'm going to talk about. I'm not talking about the rest of the stand because a lot of the majority were quiet throughout the game. But the south stand of Leeds, where we were plotted right in the corner next to the south stand, where these scummies were. That's what I call them, scumbags. Were absolutely disgusting, especially in certain moments of the game. And I'm going to talk about that into a bit more detail in a second. PJ Artist, big up to you. Don't get carried away with Lukaku. This is what I'm saying to people, man. But, you know, the only people that are getting carried away with Lukaku, let's be serious, are the people that supported Lukaku from the beginning. He's having 1 or 2 good games, and it's like, he's back. Consistency, people. Let's relax. QNTV is in the house. Kazim, nice to see you. It's happening, John, as well. Big up to you, my guy. Sorry, I've got a bit of a runny nose today. My hay fever's playing up again. But let's go into some video clips because I wanted to show you some clips of yesterday. A couple of photos, a couple of things. I had to share it on iCloud Photos as well so you guys could see it. But we got down there. We got down there around 6:30. This is me on the front of the ground looking around. They've got like a memorial outside the front of their... we zoom into this a bit. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, they've got like a memorial outside the front of their stand as well. And it was very busy, don't get me wrong. But literally, this is the front entrance. So we had to go all the way around the back and then round and then round. And then ultimately, once we got into... why does it not let me go next? I have to do this now. When we started walking around, we got to the away area. And the away area was something like this. Okay, Lewis is in front of me. As you can see, Chelsea boys walking down as well. Little short clip there for you guys. And then I got into the stadium, and obviously I was buzzing. I couldn't believe how close I was to the front of the stadium as well. And this was my view. Oh, the fucking Chelsea. Let's go. Bit of Kai and Ziyech. And it was just a great view. It was ultimately just such a great view. And, you know, I got a couple of clips, images of some of the players, Kai Havertz, Kepa and Werner, chilling and having a bit of a laugh. Didn't play in this game today. Will Tuchel look to play him next game round? We will see what happens with that. Look, Kai, right? I caught Kai Havertz's face bang on, right? He was looking straight at me. I was that close to him, and I had the camera facing him, and he's just like, look at him, look. Hello. Hello. Kai Havertz. He didn't play. But, yeah, so... Yeah, man. So that was Kai. And then we get into some more videos. And this was obviously Thiago Silva. Come on, guys. Again, didn't play today. And why didn't Thiago Silva play? Because he needed a break. Because we're playing, unfortunately, in 2 days. Because the FA, the Premier League, as usual, against the Chelsea, have only given us 2 days to recover. Going all the way to Leeds, which is probably a good 7-hour coach journey back for these guys as well. And it was just fucking annoying. Southdown was noisiest. They were, but they're pricks, mate. They're absolute pricks. Absolute pricks. And there's Mr. El Monstro himself, catching in with Aspie in the action. And then we get to some other images, and then I've got some videos. I'm trying to find the videos. So this was them warming up. Rudiger, Alonso, Kovacic in that place. Chalobah as well. Krusty the Clown! Money Mace, big Rom in the house. And they were literally warming up right in front of me.
Oh, Jill!
Good cheers. And they obviously went down to the tunnel for a quick change up as well. But yeah, man, that was good. And then ultimately the goal celebration. So this is them coming out as well. No, this ain't it. This is not the one. There's another one. This one. Can you do it? Yeah, they were bang on, Aaron. They were bang on. There's another one for you. And then we get to the main one, which is the goals. And this is the boys like sort of, warming up, getting into it. Big Tommy T, I tried to get him. He wasn't miles away, but he had his back to me. And every time I tried to catch him, and he turned around facing my way, someone was standing in front of him, so I could never get his fucking face. So annoying. And then they went off for, I think this is half time. I didn't get Mason Mount's goal because that was at the other end. I was at the second half. Money, mate. Money! You're screaming money. That's jokes, man. And then from here, I got the goals. Look at Lukaku scuffed this up, actually. Look at this. Lukaku! Right on his head as well. Right on his head. It's right on his head. How did he miss that? I'm sorry. How does Lukaku miss that? And then we get the goal celebration. Oh, fucking Chelsea. Sit day up, man. That was Pulisic's second goal, which he scored, and then I actually got Big Rom's where is it? Big Rom celebration as well. This is the third goal, by the way, people. What an atmosphere, man! Look how close I was, man. They were celebrating in front of me, bro. I nearly got Chalobah's shirt. I threw it in the air as well. Obviously, I didn't sing that. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't sing that. But there you go, guys. Some little clips of yesterday's game. My actual initial view of that as well, and it was nice, man. It was nice. Someone asked me a quick question just now. Do you live in Leeds? No, Albert, I don't. I drove 3 hours there and about 3.5 hours back, probably 3.5 to 4 hours back home. So it was a commitment I decided to take, and I got back late from it as well. It was a good game, man. I was glad I was there, I was worried because going into this performance, Chelsea hadn't had any real form. There's no real form in our game, and I was just thinking to myself, how we can't, I keep saying this, we can't keep continuing to play the way we have been playing. Eventually, something's going to come good, and we're going to get points, and maybe this is the perfect time for our football club to finish on a high note, because we haven't had many good performances in the last, I'd say, while at the moment. And to have these performances in, like against Leeds, obviously Liverpool on the weekend is a big game. Can we get the final sorted? Is important. But at the same time, winning today, knowing that Arsenal and Spurs have got to play each other, was a big thing. Now we sit 4 points ahead of Arsenal. They draw that game, stay away. The most important thing for Chelsea Football Club is solidify that third. And that's why this game was so big. We lose this game, we draw this game, we leave ourselves vulnerable for the likes of Arsenal to take us over. And that's why it was a big game. What a goal from Pulisic. It was a very good goal from Christian Pulisic as well. Yeah, maybe one day, bro. Maybe one day. Big up. I told you what was going to happen. Yeah, you did, and I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened. I don't know. I've not seen that. I've not seen that yet, bro. I've not seen that. You are so lucky to watch them so closely. We live in India. Can only dream. I know, bro. I know. I know. Well, this is why what I will do next season when I go to games. And obviously, our channel's growing at a good rate anyway, and we've got you guys here as well as the back, the main core of the channel. I'll make sure that I do when I'm at games. I'll make sure I do videos so that we can go through them like we did, but I'll do them a bit longer and try and catch the goals and etc. 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 So yeah, man, we'll definitely make sure we do more vlogs and things. While I go live, I can come in and for 15 minutes go through some video clips of the games and that give you guys an idea of the atmosphere and things like that. We'll definitely do that. Big up to Deal CFC in the house as well. Hope you're well, guys. Make sure we're smashing the likes though, yeah, because we've only got 34 likes. There's over nearly 80 of you guys here. We should easily be on 50 likes now. Let's do that. We'll open up the lines and get the panel in as well. But let's talk about the game and the overall what happened yesterday. Good performance, a very good performance. Professional, done the job. Now, the two main negatives of yesterday for me, Mateo Kovacic picking up that dirty, scummy leg-breaking injury from Dan James, who is a pathetic footballer. Could have literally snapped his leg with that tackle. It was so high. We booed him. He come next to us because he had to walk around. He got booed the hell out of. It was a scummy tackle from Daniel James. And Mateo Kovacic has been so important, like Thomas Tuchel said. He's a guaranteed star at the moment because of his performances. But to lose that type of player against Liverpool is a big problem for me. Now, Jorginho had a very good game yesterday. And I don't tend to say that a lot. Jorginho was very impressive. He got around the pitch. He broke things up. He won the ball up high, which led to Romelu Lukaku's goal as well. He was ultimately, overall, it was just a better performance from him. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek came in and tried to kind of do what Kovacic does, where the progression moving forward. It was slightly frustrating when he got in the final third, could have released the ball a bit quicker. But he at least he tried to be that progressive one out of the two, which is good. That's what we need. It's not the same though with Jorginho and Loftus, even though they didn't have bad games together. Jorginho and Kovacic, when they're on their game, is very good. It's very, very good to the eye. They seem to have a very good understanding. They're very pathological. They know where each other's needs to be positioned, where to stand, where to be. And I just feel losing that Kovacic energy, drive. And, like Tuchel said, it's a miracle at this point, whether he'll be fit for the Liverpool game. I'm hoping so. Could be an issue. I think Alex is saying Fabinho is injured. Yeah, it is. And that's a big loss for them. That is a big loss for them, especially for protecting the defence. He's probably their main protector. But using Kovacic is probably as bad at the moment for Chelsea Football Club. Losing that type of player is a big issue for me. So them losing Fabinho and us losing Kovacic probably evens itself out slightly when you think of it. But in more terms, probably damages Chelsea a bit more. Sorry, I got what's in my eye. It probably damages us a bit more. So, yeah, that's that. The second thing that was not nice, and I'm going to explain it to you guys because I didn't publicize it on Twitter. I didn't want to talk about it too highly, but there was a point in the game. I don't know if you could see it on the TV because I couldn't see. You could let me know in the chat where the game got stopped because someone in the crowd had medical assistance. They were having a problem. Now that individual, my eyes going all funny here. Sorry, guys. What's it? Itchy nose, funny eye, blooming. I'm having a nightmare today. Now that individual that I was talking about was right next to me. That individual that had to seek medical attention was right next to me. And at the game, I spoke to him. He was a young Chinese guy. I think he was Chinese or South, one of the two. He was all good, singing along, happy, having his thing and whatever. He was literally next to me. This boy was next to me. And then all of a sudden, he started like going like this. He started puffing. He started going, It's like he couldn't breathe. And then I was going to say something just to check him, but then I didn't want to panic him. And then he sat down on the chair and he was just leaning back like this. And he was just sitting like this, just chilling. And then all of a sudden he was like he was all right, because he started like leaning forward and he was like trying to clap and, get on with the game and whatever. And I kind of kept an eye on him and looked away. And then he gets up, he stands up, and something happened. I can't remember. I think one of our players had a shot. And he just goes, and his whole body just goes like that, and it collapses. So he misses the seat in front of him, and then he ends up headbutting the seat in front of that one. So 2 seats that throws down, he falls forward and headbutts the seat. So I've looked at him, and I'm like, shit. So I've grabbed him like that, but he's like dead weight, and I'm trying to lift him up, like pick him up, and I'm like, aye. And then the guy who was in front on the row in front of me grabbed him from the chest here, and we both lifted him up. And he was just like this. He was just like, he was gone. It was like that. I thought he was dying. Yeah. So then I started going, screaming. This lady comes running over. She then leads his head back, and he's conscious for a second. She's like, "Are you there? Are you there?" And he's like nodding his head. And then he's like leaning back like that, and then he just goes again, and he just passes out again. He must have fainted about 3 times in about 10 minutes. So I went, Rudiger, and then someone in front of me went, Rudiger, and then Rudiger caught me, and I went, stop the game. And Rudiger went, all right, cool, and then shouted at one of the Chelsea players, and then they got ball fraud Anthony Taylor's attention, and then he was like, and then they pointed over there, and then all of a sudden, the only thing I would say is, what was really good, is the Leeds stewards, the doctors, they were there like that. They just flew in. We all had to pull away from him, and he was just sitting on the chair like monging out. He was just like this, sitting there like lying around, and I actually thought he died. When I picked him up and I lied him back, his whole face was pale, like it was scary, man. It was so scary. I was like, nah. And he's lying there like that, and he goes, and then he was there, and he's looking around, he's like, I'm all right, I'm not going anywhere. And then you just go, again, he just kept passing out. And I think we worked it out that he might have had epilepsy or he was diabetic. I think it was one of the two. But while this was all going on, right, they stopped the game, and then they started the game, because the stewards and the managers of Leeds must have confirmed to the front to say, look, he's all right, we've got him. So there's like all these people around him. You've got all these fucking scum Leeds, fat-bellied baldies, scumbags, yeah, sitting right next to us, booing the medical team. Going boo to him. Yeah, then I'm being told that there's quotes on Twitter from Leeds fans saying that it's a Chelsea fan and should just let him die. Like booing him all the way through. So all of our fan base started shouting, going, shut your fucking mouths, you scumbags. Blah, blah, blah. They're singing, they're laughing, they're booing him, they're booing the medical team. Yeah. It was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting from them south stand. It wasn't all of them. It was the south stand of the of the Leeds side. The other sides were cool. They were sitting there quiet, didn't say nothing. But the south stand of Leeds, they were fucking knobheads, right? This guy's fucking. They didn't know if he was dead or alive, and they were booing because he's like they had to get one of them sheets and pull it over him so people couldn't see. Like, and they're all fucking booing the medical team. And then everyone's like, and then like all the Chelsea fans are swearing at him, whatever. They're taking their tops off, getting their fat bellies out, laughing, pointing at him while he's sitting there. Fucking, mate, it's fucking disgusting, bro. Absolutely, like really wound me up. Like football is football, but when someone's ill and you don't know what's going on with them, and you've seen what's happened in these stadiums recently, where people were fainting, heart attacks, whatever, cardiac arrests, whatever. That's the last thing you do as a stand. And these scumbags on that side are sitting there fucking laughing and booing the medical team and this boy that's getting carried away down the tunnel because he had to go to the doctors. Scumbags. And do you know what? After that had happened, which was about 40 minutes in, it got to the second half and we ended up slapping 2 past them, yeah? slapped 2 goals past them fuckers, yeah? And we're all just singing at them, you're going down, 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 you're going down. And that's all we kept singing all the way through the song, you're going down. And they were just looking at us like pissed off their heads. Like it was good. It was good to see these Leeds fans just like completely and utterly just capitulating while we're just slapping them goal after goal. And then they're celebrating next to us. And we're just like, you know, the boys come over, start celebrating with the fans. And we're like, woo. There was a lot of jeers that I can't say on here that were funny songs. Like the Chelsea fan base was on form yesterday. We stepped up, man. There was only 2,000, maybe 3,000 Chelsea fans at that game, and they stepped up massively, man. It was a good show. Other than that guy getting ill next to me and Kovacic getting injured, it was an overall good performance. And you know, you look at the defence, you look at Mendy, someone that's been getting told he needs to be benched. Where's Matty now? He needs to get benched. He needs to this. The guy was good today. Guy was good yesterday. But his ball, he didn't have much to do, but his passing out from the back was much better, more calmer, playing balls into midfield, taking his time, and it was ultimately very good. Marshall says, disgusting. Big up to you, my man. Leeds fan base are scum. So RD says, yeah, they're just fucking animals, mate. Like, we've got a hoodie. Big up to you. I don't know what he had, bro, but it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. But I know some of the... I know apparently in Leeds they've got HD cameras everywhere, so they're actually trying to point out some of these guys. I don't think they want them in the stands personally, so maybe some of these guys may lose their seats. I don't know, but it was definitely a bad thing. Definitely. Big up to Seppers. Mendy was better. We're going to talk about the game in general. Over 140 of you guys here, though. Smash the like button, guys. Get these likes up. Subscribe to the channel. I've given you video clips. I've given you breakdown of yesterday's game. You know, my journey home, which took me 4 hours, was painful. Now we're going to talk about the players. Now we're going to talk about Chelsea. Now we're going to talk about Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel has mudded every single stupid little Chelsea fan on Twitter that wanted him out. You are all mudded. That's where I'm going to start, with Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel. All you idiots that were telling me that this guy is not good enough for Chelsea. You fools. You fools on Twitter that don't go to games, you little Twitter trolls. Really annoyed me. Really annoyed me, bruv. You know, and Thomas Tuchel got it right yesterday, and they played for him yesterday, and they played the way that we used to play last season. Moved the ball quickly, slick, quick, you know, direct, you know. Everything about that performance was a Thomas Tuchel performance, people. And it was good to see. It was willing to see. You know, I loved it. He is something else. He is the glue. He is the key. He is the manager that this football club needs to keep and build around. All the shit that this guy's been through. All the crap this Thomas Tuchel's been through. From his own personal life to Romelu Lukaku, to Marcus Alonso, to sanctionings, to media. All of these things that Thomas Tuchel has had to face and be the forefront of this fucking football club throughout this period. No football club's been through what Chelsea Football Club's been through right now, right? Yeah? All of that stuff that he's been through, and the man's still standing, the man's still getting up performances like that without these players actually being his full players. And now having a new owner in Todd Bowley, who we should be getting signed off by next week, backing this manager and giving him the tools he needs and the project which will be required to become successful. This is the man. This is the key. This manager cannot be replaced. There is not one manager out there that can come in and replace Thomas Tuchel. Now, I don't want to hear any more Twitter trolls on Twitter slagging off Tuchel and saying that he's not good enough for Chelsea. You are fools. I'm telling you now. Silly comments. Big up to Couch Critic, man. I had to say that because it annoys me. Really annoys me. Twitter fan base is a disgrace. What Matt Falcone's saying. Oh, he's a bellend. Chelsea's Premier League record when Trevor Chalobah started, 13 wins, 3. I'll tell you something now. Trevor Chalobah had such a good game yesterday. And we're going to do player ratings in a minute. We're going to talk about them personnel. He set himself up to play for me against in the final. He was very good yesterday. And from what we've seen in the last couple of games from Azpilicueta, there is no reason in hell why Mr. Chalobah himself cannot get in this team, cannot be that right centre-back for me. He should be given the opportunity. We have no reason not to. Tuchel deserves to get time to build his players. Facts, Tobago. Smash that likes, guys. We've only got 58 likes. Let's get this to 75. If you haven't hit that like button, do it now. Please do so. I'm convinced TT is going to have a big say for once in who we buy. I hope so, bro. I hope so as well. And I got a good feeling as well. I think we're going to back him. But with Lukaku starting to hit form. This is the thing with the Lukaku thing, and we're going to talk about it a bit. I don't think he might start against Liverpool. I think he starts Leeds and he starts the other game to maybe not start Liverpool. I think you might. Don't be surprised if Kai Havertz starts in the final. That's all I'm going to say to you guys. Remember the type of opponent we're playing. Remember how they play. And remember what we kind of need to get the job done. How we can cause them problems. I don't think Romelu Lukaku would be great to start with. I still think bring him on later in the game, whether we're drawing, maybe losing 1-0, maybe winning 1-0. Yeah, cool. I'm down for that. But to start the game and what's required for that Liverpool, I'm going to do a preview for that Liverpool game. Don't get me wrong, we will do a preview tomorrow. We have to get a preview in tomorrow because the game's on Saturday, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll definitely get a preview in tomorrow for a Liverpool final for sure. Eric Blue, big up to you, my man. Hope you're well as well. Havertz is all right. He's not in great form, but Havertz in the way that we play with him in the team is probably why he will start. He does, but he should be, Andre. This is a striker that's nearly 29 years old, scored 300 plus goals. This is his bread and butter. If there's one thing that he should be able to do, it's put it in the back of the net. I still don't think he suits how we play, and he done his little bit he could yesterday. We're going to talk about it. I don't want to get into it yet. We ain't got to the players. Let me stop talking about the players, actually. Let's get into stats, because one player that was absolutely immense yesterday was Money Mason Mount, and he really set the tone. He really set the tone yesterday. He was unbelievable. Everything about that Mason Mount performance was like of the 2 seasons I'd seen him before, but better because his output was even there. He could have had 3 assists yesterday. He gets his great goal, and it was a great finish. His first shot on target, to bend it the way he did in the top corner, was a beautiful finish. Man of the match, 84 touches, 8 in opposition box, 2 chances created, 5 shots, 2 on target, a goal and assist. 5th Chelsea player to reach 10 plus both goals and assists in the Premier League season. Only Frank Lampard with 4, Drogba with 3, Mata and Hazard are them players that have reached both goals and assist levels of that calibre. You might hate people. Listen, there might be many people out there that don't think Mason Mount's good enough. Or he's been playing good enough this season. If there's one thing you can't knock him for this season is his outputs. His outputs are very impressive. And he was very good yesterday. We're going to talk about him more in a bit. We're going to move on to Statman Dave's comment here about Christian Pulisic, because he says Christian Pulisic has been directly involved in 40 goals for Chelsea. 112 games and 71 starts. So he's come off the bench a handful of times, but 71 starts. He's got 25 goals and 15 assists. Now, it's not the greatest, but it's definitely not bad to read. The fact that he's been involved in at least 40 of the Chelsea goals as well is pretty impressive. He can be a very good player, Pulisic. People forget this. Christian Pulisic, being consistent, is a starter. Callum Hudson-Odoi can't even shine his boots when he's on fire, for me. That's the level. When Pulisic is on in his game and he's on that level, he starts. There's not many players that can bench him, for me personally. But it's just that we don't see that. And if we could see that Christian Pulisic being more consistent, being the difference, then he would get more games. He would definitely get more games. As a bad season's not bad, is what Pedro's saying. Mount elbow cough. What's going on? Mount is inconsistent. That's the problem. I sent him. Yeah, should be comparing him to KDB. He was brilliant. He was actually brilliant. Big up to RD, who's a big Pulisic fan as well. Christian Pulisic was good yesterday as well. I'm not going to lie. He had a very good performance. Over 150 of you guys here, though. Nearly 175 of you here. Get this over 100 likes, guys. We are going to do them all-important player ratings straight after we do the quick stats. We always have to look at the stats. Chelsea had 67% to Leeds is 32%. They didn't offer much in front of goal, and it's very clear. Only 5 shots, 0 on target for Leeds. Not 1 shot on target against the Blues. 17 shots for Chelsea, 4 on target with 10 off target. So more off than on. But when you think about it, with the 4 chances that we had on, 3 of them were goals. It's not bad, is it? We may have had less, but less. I don't mind less if it's going in the back of the net. Do you know what I mean? The 3 out of them 4s on targets were goals, which was good. 90% passing complete rate. We were very good with our passing yesterday. Very good. The combination played down the wings. Mount, James, Jorginho, Lukaku at stages. Pulisic coming deep, playing it off. Worked very well. Alonso on and off as well. We won more aerial duels than M54 tackles again. They beat us with the tackle succession, but that's because we had more of the ball. Do you know what was mad? Yesterday, Chelsea didn't pick 1 yellow card or not even 1 red card from Anthony Taylor. Leeds got 1 yellow and 1 red. Chelsea got 0-0. We was just dominant. We was just utterly dominant in that game. It was a very impressive performance by the Blues. Come on. 40 goal assists in 71 starts is what RD's saying. No player plays 10 out of 10 every game. That is true, Kieran, as well. That is true, bro. Let's go to the all-important player ratings. You know how this one works. Do the player ratings, then we'll get the panel in. Hear what they've got to say about that game as well. But we're going to start with Edouard Mendy. Now, I want you guys to get involved in the chat as well. Later on in the show, we're going to do man of the match, but hold your man of the matches with you for now. Do not put them in the chat. We'll do that at the end of the show. Edouard Mendy for me was a 6 or a 6.5. Didn't have nothing to do, but was a better overall performance for him as well. Matthew saying 7 with a 6.5 for Seppers as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go with a 6.5. 7-7, and there's not much to talk about Mendy, but again he was played, and it's good that he did play this game. Confidence is key going into the final, and Edouard Mendy needs that. You know, he needs that confidence boost. You know, Mendy's got a 6. Well, you think he's on our side now? He did chill the whole match, by the way. He did chill the whole match. Let's move. Not much to say about that one. Antonio Rudiger. Now, I thought he was so much better this game. I think the last couple of games his head was elsewhere. I thought he was better yesterday. All right, they went down to 10 men, but he snuffed out danger. He kept the ball moving. He wasn't as aggressive as he needs to be. Doesn't need to. No, but it was a professional performance from Antonio Rudiger. I would give him a 7. 7 for Rudiger for me. I love to see it, TJK Gamer. I love to see Leeds getting relegated, bro. 7.5 is what Seppers is saying. I'm going to go with a 7. I think he was good. He was just good. He was just professional. You know, 7 for Aaron as well. 6.5, 7. Did he? Yes, he did, actually. I forgot about that. He did. 7.5. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 7 for Rudiger. Andreas Krusty, the clown, didn't have any belly aches, didn't have any period pains or the shits. Started this game. Again, solid performance from him. He can have these games. We know he can give us these performances. 7 as well for him. 7 for him. Will he start against Liverpool? I'm not too sure. But, again, done the job. Didn't have much to do. 7. 7 for Christensen. 7 for Christensen. What about Trevor Chalobah? Well, bearing in mind, there's got to be context to this. This boy hasn't played in a while, and he had some challenging moments in the first half. We had to get the right challenge. We had to be in the right position. He was very good yesterday for me. Trevor Chalobah, for me, was the best defender on the pitch. Defender out of the two. I would go to close to saying that he was an 8. An 8. I thought he was that good. He's so much better in the free. That is his position, right centre back in the free. That's the best we get out of him. And ultimately, it was an overall very professional performance for someone who is still learning his trade. For me, he was an 8, but that's because I feel we had the best game out of the defenders. 8.5. He was good. He was very good, Trevor Chalobah. 7.5 is the future of Chelsea. Him and Koundé, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, you name it, bruv. That is going to be serious. We get that boy from Leipzig as well, Josh Go, whatever his name is. You got to a point. He did have a bit more to do. I'll change it to an 8. He did. He was overall better than the other two. He had a bit more to do and he dealt with it very well. Very professional performance from him. Well done. 8 to him. Reece James, solid performance. Now, he hasn't had the best of games recently. I think he's been up and down, but yesterday's game, his combination play with Mason Mount, crossing ability, Lukaku should have scored. Again, he could have had a hat-trick, Lukaku, yesterday. Reece James has got to be a 7.5 or an 8. Again, probably an 8. He was solid. I'd easily go with an 8, actually. 8 for me. He was solid. Good performance from Reece James overall, and him and Mason Mount's combination play is very good to see. Big up to Andreas in the house. He says Reece James was a 9.5. He thought he had a very good game. I think an 8. Yeah, I think 8 for Reece is a much more better performance from him. He proper stepped up. What he needed before he went into the Liverpool game, 100%. Let's go on to Marcus Alonso. I don't think he had much to do. I don't think he was great. I just think he was okay. He made some bad passes here and there. Typical Alonso performance for me. Wasn't great. It wasn't poor. Average. 6. 6. 6.5. 6.5. 7 is what Andreas is saying here. 7. 6, 6, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know. 6. Yeah, I'm going to go with 6, man. I think a 6 is probably a fair result. Seppa says his final pass was frustrating. Yeah, I agree. 6. 6. Let's go on with Jorginho. Now, I thought he was... where is it? Am I going blind there? There it is. I thought Jorginho was very good yesterday, and I don't get to say that a lot, but I saw him live, and I thought he was very good. He broke up the play. He won the ball back quickly. He moved the ball quicker. He won the ball, which led to Romelu Lukaku's goal and higher up the pitch with a good tackle. He was just better. He looked better. And again, it just shows how inconsistent our players are. One moment they're very great. Next moment they're fucking dog shit. Like, that's the problem for me, you know? 9. I will give a Jorginho. I'm giving him an 8.5. He was impressive yesterday. He was very good. And I don't even rate Jorginho highly. You know me. You know my faults. But I'm not going to lie. Sit here and lie when someone's had a good game. He was very good to the eye. 8, 7.5, 8. 8.5 for me. Big up to Josh in the house as well. 8.5, 6. He played brilliant full part. He did. He was energetic. He won the ball back. He was good. He was good. What? What? Is this guy right? Are you crying, Mickey? Are you a Leeds fan, mate? Are you a Leeds fan? You want me to just refresh your mind? We should just refresh your mind quickly, because you obviously must have like now you've made me do that, because like this, you've triggered me, bruv. You've triggered me. That comment is ridiculous. Are you telling me that that's not a red card, mate? Are you deluded? Are you actually deluded in your head? Look at his ankle and look at James's fucking studs. You've ruined one of the most important players for Chelsea going into an FA Cup final with a stupid tackle from a player who's just a speed merchant. He's a Speedy Gonzalez. He's useless. He's a crap player. It's disgusting. Look at that, people. Look at that. And Mickey wants to come in here and tell me, Mickey, I might as well call you Mickey Mouse. Sorry, mate, but that's who you sound like. Look how bad that is. Don't ever come in that chat again and say stupid things like that to me, mate. That's absolutely disgusting. Tackle. Hate when people do that. They are, bruv. They are. The South Stand are scums. Not all of the Leeds fans. The South Stand were scumbags. Yeah, you go, Liverpool fans saying it. We were winning before the red card anyway, like Alfred's saying. We were slapping you up. Reckless. What? Oh, do you know what? It makes sense. You're an Arsenal fan. Yeah, that makes sense. You guys live in your own little deluded planet anyway, most of you. You know, being a fucking gooner must be painful, mate. You know, good luck with Arteta, mate. That's all I'm going to say to you. Arteta at the wheel. Good luck to you. Fucking gooners. Gooners. Yeah, how could I not guess that? If it ain't a Leeds fan, it had to be them, didn't it? It had to be the fan base that cries about refereeing decisions all the time. But then when it's anyone else, it's not a foul. He twisted his own foot. How do you twist your own foot in that position? How? What a fool. Mate, you're a fool, mate. You're a fool, I'm telling you now. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Gooner Mouse. That's what I'm calling you from now on. Big up, Jim. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Big up to you. Dan James belongs in the championship. Dan James is shit, bruv. Dan James is shit. Big up to Princeton as well. Lewis is in the house. This is 10. 10 to what? 10 to what? He's pissed off because he actually thought Arsenal will finish above Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Fool. Coming on here telling me that that wasn't a red and that there's a brown envelope. That we gave the ref a brown envelope. Look at it. Look what you made me bring up. And then you tell me this. Mickey Mouse. Where is he? Gooner pal. And he twisted his own foot. Rent boy. I do as well. I actually want Spurs to finish fourth. I ain't even gonna lie about it. I want Spurs to finish fourth. I do not want Arsenal to get fourth. Fucking scumbags. Anyway, we move. Let's go back. Do you know what I mean? Mickey got upset because he thought he could come up against the team that the best team in London, you know, the team that runs London, the most successful team in London, the team that's won every competition available to them. You are nothing but irrelevant when it comes to Chelsea Football Club, Arsenal Football Club. Irrelevant fan base. Sorry, not fan base. Irrelevant football club with irrelevant fans like yourself that chase our shadows. It's fine. It's cool. I understand it. The jealousy's real, bro. The jealousy's real. Right. I ain't going to rate Kovacic because he got injured. I'm not going to do that. But I will go to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And I've already told you guys that I thought he was okay. He tried to do what Kovacic does with the progressing, move forward well, try to break the play, etc., etc. But I still don't think that it's as good as a Kovacic, Jorginho. They're just pathological. They just understand each other's game. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, done well, done his bit. But I'm still not sold on the whole fact of, yeah, he's trolling, but still, full, isn't it? Coming out with stupid comments. Don't come out with stupid comments, man. Yeah, I will be. I will be, bro. I will be watching North London Derby, of course. I thought Ruben was a 7, personally. 6.5 or a 7 for me all day. Done his bit. 7, 6.5, 6 as well. Yeah, I think Ruben was okay. Ollie Wason thinks Ruben isn't Chelsea standard. He came in and done a job. Let's be serious. I wouldn't say he ran it, Josh. I'll be honest with you. I feel like he had Do you know what? What he did do wrong yesterday, I'm going to get to it. He broke forward well, which is his like strength. Running forward, breaking the lines, getting driving at the defenders. But the one big thing that I noticed when I was watching him visually with my own eyes, this wasn't on camera. This was me at the game. He was there. I couldn't have been any more closer to Ruben Loftus-Cheek yesterday. I could see everything. Right? Literally, I could see everything. My eyes. Every time he broke the line and every time he got in front of the defence and he had Lukaku making a run there, Pulisic making a run there, Mount making a run there, he would always make the wrong pass. His final third passing yesterday was not good. His overall ability of breaking forward and getting into that spaces were very good. But his decision-making, once he gets there, was not great. And that's the truth. That's the ultimate truth. Yeah, 6.5. I agree. What a random comment that is. What are you doing? Trying to do another Liverpool, oh, we're the best at everything again here? Mate, you've won one fucking Premier League in fucking 30 years. You've won one Premier League since Klopp's come in. And it's been Klopp versus Pep. What are you boasting about? Domestically, you have failed. Domestically, when it's come to it being Liverpool versus Man City, which it has been for the last couple of years, you have been battered. You have failures. You've won it once. You better win it this season, bruv. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I hear that. What's all Klopp prop? Klopp's got one Premier League in 6 seasons. One. Come on, mate. You're talking about your history. We're the most successful club in the 2000s, bruv. Are Liverpool Football Club on the elite names of teams that have won every single competition available? No. Chelsea Football Club are. Chelsea, Juventus, Man United, Bayern Munich, and AC Milan. You see them names? That's where we are. That's not where you are. That's where we are. Yeah? Elites. We are the elites. You're not elite. Not elite like Chelsea. Anyway, save your energy, Liverpool fans, for tomorrow. Save your energy for tomorrow. We are doing the preview. Ram will be here. I will be here. Any other Liverpool fans that want to be here, bring it. Chelsea fans, bring it. Tomorrow, we are at war. Chelsea versus Liverpool final. Let's have it. Let's have it. You're not under Klopp though, are you? Klopp's won one trophy in 6 years. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here. You'd failed domestically. Klopp has failed domestically. Your greatest supposed ever manager in your eyes has failed you. How is that not elite? Are you in that elite names? Have you won every competition? Answer the question. You haven't. So you are not in that elite bracket. You may have won it all with your history. You probably weren't even alive. You probably only seen Klopp lift the Premier League once. You probably haven't seen you lift the Champions League in 2006 sevens. Gerrard, come on, mate. Stop doing this. Stop doing this. Liverpool fans trying to pretend they're the best at everything all the time. They're fucking cuckoo lands all the time. Anyway, get me back to this. Stop distracting me. Stop distracting me with your stupid rival jealousy because we are the fucking champions of the world. Remember who you're talking to, yeah? We are the champions of the world. World champions, bro. Christian Pulisic, Captain America, second game in a row. Good game. Very good game for me. I thought he was good at Wolves. I thought he was even better against Leeds. His link-up play of Mason Mount was very good. He gets his goal, which was a great finish. And I keep saying it. You keep this guy playing like he is. He keeps being effective. He keeps becoming more involved. He's not losing the ball when he dribbles. He's taking on players comfortably, creating space. He plays. And he's a better finisher than most of our forwards when he puts it in the back of the net. He's more consistent. Christian Pulisic, for me, is a 7.5. Matty's in the mud. Matty, you're in the mud. You're in the mud. Where is Matty? Here he is. He's giving him a 7. Well, potentially, yeah. I agree with that. But you ain't got Fabinho, which means you've pretty much got no protection. 8. 8. Should we go for 8s? Yeah. 8.5s. Yeah. Let's give him an 8. Let's give him a 11. Who lives where? 7.5 for the 190 minutes performance. For the 190 minute performance. Oh, man. Josh, he's doing your boy again, bruv. User arguing in the chat. Funny enough. Anyway, good performance. Money Mason Mount. What are we saying? What are we saying about Money Mason Mount? I'm giving that boy a 9. If fucking Lukaku would have put away his chances that he assisted, he would have been a 9.5. But he didn't. It doesn't count as an assist because the guy at the end of it doesn't pull it in the back of the net. He's a 9. He set the tone. What a finish. Overall, breaking up play, linking up play, getting himself in the positions, combining with Reece James, combining with Lukaku, Pulisic, Jorginho. This guy was back. His performance levels were back in this game. He mudded them. He mudded Leeds. He loves playing Leeds. Even Frank Lampard thanked Mason Mount for that goal yesterday with a little smile on his face. Money Mace, fucking mudding. And this is the kind of Mason Mount that Chelsea need against Liverpool. When Mason Mount plays at this level, we are automatically a better team. When he is like he is in this game. If he can be consistently at that level, good, then we're just automatically better. Trust me. 9.5. He's just on it. 9. That's what I'm saying. Let them 9s roll, bruv. 9s. 19 goals in 4. 9. 8.5. He was good, man. He's just mudded all of them silly Mount haters that don't think he should be in the team. Yes, he has bad form, but his outputs are there, bruv. Money Mace. Lukaku. Where do I start with this guy? Let's really be honest with each other here. Now, this is not me digging him out again because he's scored in the last 2 games, 3 goals in 2 games. If he does that and continues scoring, I'm cool. Consistency still needs to be there with Romelu Lukaku. Will he start against Liverpool? I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% too sure. I think we shouldn't. But listen. He scored a good goal, lobbed the goalie, and it was offside. Did he have to be offside? Probably not, if he'd have held his run better. Sometimes his link-up play was okay. Most of the times, it was wasteful. Every time we panged the ball into him and he tried to hold it up, he just had that stupid look down at the floor, not do much of it and get tackled. There was a couple of times in the game where we could have played him through quicker. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'm talking about you, Ruben. Could have played him quicker and he would have been through on goal and we didn't. So again, we're not giving him enough. His goal we nearly scuffed. Let's be serious. Took too many touches, cut it back in and scores, which is the most important thing. If he didn't score that goal, I would have given him probably a 5. Because again, his overall game just does not suit us. I am telling you. You have to visually see this. I'm telling you now. He scores a goal, which is what we want him to do. He's never an 8.5 for me. I don't get where his 8.5 are coming from. He was never an 8.5. The most I would give him is a 6.57. People might think I hate him. I just don't. I'm talking about his overall performance. Scoring a goal is great. And if he continues doing that, I'm cool. But his overall game is so... He's frustrating. Never a 10. 6.5. I agree with Gary. 9. 8. 8. You guys want him 8s. Not for me, man. Not for me. I'm sorry. Not for me. His overall game was not as good as you guys think he was. No, he doesn't. Kai is better. Kai can have end product made with time, potentially. Is he a Romelu Lukaku finisher, typical number 9? No. No, he's not. He's not a typical Kai Havertz number 9, Romelu Lukaku number 9. But they're different in both ways. And yes, it was a better performance from him. I'm not saying he was bad. I'm just saying it was just an okay performance. There was nothing amazing about Romelu Lukaku yesterday that made me go, wow. The only one game I can remember where he made me go, wow, was against Aston Villa away. That was Romelu Lukaku. Still just, you guys forget, right? Mason Mount could have had a hat-trick. This guy could have had a hat-trick. This guy could have had a hat-trick. Could have had a hat-trick. Just be serious. Just not lie about it. How many chances did he have in that game? And how many goals did he get? And this is a prolific striker. Like, this really deep here. Like, you guys wonder why I'm critical of him. You think, oh, it's an agenda. It's not an agenda. I just say it as I see it. I've always been like that. Problem is, everyone that wants Lukaku to do well, which I want him to, because if he does well, Chelsea do well. Fine. Problem is, the people that supported Lukaku from the beginning, the stands, just look at his goal. And that goal goes in, that's it, he's back. Look at his overall game. And actually see if we benefit from him on the 90th minute, 90 minutes. Because we played against a 10-men Leeds most of that game. Let's be serious. He had 3 chances and he only scored 1. One of them he was on his head. Put it over the bar from 2 yards out. A couple of shots outside the box. Like, I'm sorry. I don't think you fully understand me. My expectations of a £100 million striker is like this. Because we bought this player that was in his prime and is in his elite levels and should be doing this. This is what he told us. He told us up here. He didn't tell me here. He didn't tell me here. He told me he's up here. He's Lewandowski, Benzema level. He's versatile. He can do this, he can do that. I am willing to give the boy time. I'm willing to give the boy time. 100%. Don't get me wrong. But there's context to this, man. Jem challenges inner Terry. Kai would never score Lukaku, hate him or love him. No, he won't. He probably won't because he's not a finisher. But then my point is that 14 goals. He scored 14 goals this whole season. What was it that all you guys said at the beginning of the season he would do, including me? We all said he would score 20 plus goals. Why is the narrative changing now? Why are we all changing the narratives? He scored 14 goals. That's where my expectations are. I don't change. Don't change my expectations. Whatever I see, I've been told that he is, or what I expect him to do, is where he sits. And anything below that, I will call it. He's 28 years old, going on 29. He's in his prime. Jester says, if you fish with stink bait, you will only catch catfish. Big up to Jester, man. Big up to Jester. For me, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We need to calm down. Stop this bandwagon. When we get all excited because he scored 14 goals. Or 15. Sorry. He's keep playing for that contract. The link's in the chat anyway. Here you go. The link's in the chat. Come and get involved. Have your say. Give me your thoughts. You may disagree with me, guys. You might think I'm being harsh. I didn't say Lukaku was shit, did I? Did one at any moment has it come out of me saying he's shit? All I'm saying is my expectations of Romelu Lukaku are here. And when he's here or here, I'm just going to call it. That's it. And he didn't have a great game with his touches here and there. He done a better game. He just wasn't great. He was just good. And he got a goal. And he missed it. He could have had a hat-trick. That's it. There's not much more I can say. Matt, what are you saying?
Big up, Jem. Just joined here. I mean, I didn't watch the game fully. Obviously, you know, fucking too early. But I'm not waking up for that shit. I'm glad we got a win. I was watching the extended highlights, watching some people talking about it. And I'm on the same boat as you, Jem. You know, I was expecting a 25-goal season. He isn't gonna probably get that. We move on. But you know, unfortunately, he's gonna be staying. I'm still in the same boat. If we get an offer for him, 40, 50 million, I would still take that. Otherwise, yes, let's keep him. The same thing we did with Werner. He scored 2 goals in the game. Everyone jumped on him. We did it with Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz. Everyone's done it. And now I want to keep everyone the same consistency with Lukaku. Hopefully this is not form. Hopefully this is going to be not form. Hopefully this is going to be permanent, which we only wish. But only time could tell. You know, we're at the end of the season. You know, we're going to go into a preseason soon, start a new season, and start fresh with new players. So let's see how he does there. But again, I want to look at Jorginho. I was really watching him when I was watching the highlights. I think he was absolutely fantastic how he controls that midfield. And I'm very confident on him playing with Loftus-Cheek. That's all I want to say on that. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the game too much. I didn't watch the full one, so yeah.
Well, Mendy was better. That's one thing I will tell you.
That's good. We kept the clean sheet. I'm happy. That's it. That's what I want.
He was much better, mate. He was much better. Yeah, look, it was an okay performance. We were better, is what I'm going to say, than we was the last couple of games for sure. And it was definitely a performance we needed, especially on the back of Arsenal and Spurs playing each other. And obviously, what don't help is that in 2 days we've got Liverpool, you know, and a lot of these players have now had to play. I think maybe a good thing, and why Tuchel left them out, was to try and play him into confidence and form, because we haven't had that in the last couple of games. We just leaking goals left, right, and centre. We didn't look the same. But yesterday, we looked on it. We looked really on it. I don't know what was different about us, but we just looked.
Will we say the 10 men? You know, I look at that. Was that be an aspect of it?
Good. Before the 10 men, we were still the same. We just dominated them. We just looked like we were going to score every time we went forward. We were winning balls. We were sharp. We were quick. We pressed well. We were winning the ball backs, and we were linking up play very well. We just looked good. We just really looked good. It was an impressive performance. Erin.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How you been?
No, I'm all right.
Tell us, mate.
So, I don't understand where people are getting so carried away with Lukaku. Like, he got 2 goals against Wolves, and he got a goal yesterday. But, like, our standards need to be higher, you get me, yeah? Like, it's like our number 9, and people are getting excited over 3 goals he scored. So, I'm not sure about that. I think if a good offer come in, I would sell him as well. But saying that, I think he should start against Liverpool and maybe bring Havertz on if it's not working out. Yeah.
I hear that. What about everyone else's performances? Are you impressed with anyone stand out for you?
Yeah, obviously the obvious Mount, Reece James, but Jorginho, yeah. Oh my, bro, he actually played so well yesterday. I was watching a little like analysis over him as well yesterday. He's underrated. He played underrated yesterday, but I still think he should leave in the summer though.
I think that's with everyone. I think the only untouchable players in our team is Havertz, Mount, Reece, Kovacic, Kepa. And other than that, I think everyone can get an option to get taken from.
You wobbling.
No,
We're not going to forget what you said there.
I never said. Wait, what?
Can I just say one thing about? I don't know, like people turning their backs on Mendy a bit. Like I don't know, people are like from before. I know he's had a few bad performances, but the defense ain't helped him too much.
Yeah, well,
look, you try and tell Matt
yesterday.
Try and tell Matt that, and he's the one that has the agenda anyway. So yeah. He always snicks Kepa in there. He always snicks Kepa. That's what he does, Jester.
I don't understand why you do that.
I never said Kepa.
Mate, I don't get your fascination with the guy, but it's funny. He's funny. He's being sold, is what Matty's saying.
Because I was just saying, Jim, the only untouchable players in our team is Havertz, Mount, Kovacic, Reece James, Kepa. And other than that, everyone can get sold.
Why is Kepa in?
Can I just say, though, if we were to bring Kepa in, yeah, And say if he made a mistake, then the people who saying to Kepa will go straight back to Mendy and telling him to like for him to go back into goal, innit?
At least we'll give him a shot. That's all I'm saying. At least we give him a shot. But
Yeah,
anyway, I think
getting
Mendy's back on some form. Yesterday's game. Is it to him? Hopefully, I mean, Liverpool would tell. You know, I think it's some giving him a good clean sheet, giving him some more confidence going into Liverpool. We can dictate who starts then. But it's good track he's going on now. Fantastic. Hopefully, he stays in this form he was last season. It was great.
I hear you. Hassan, you was at the game yesterday. What do you think?
Well, what a game it was. It's up there as one of the best away games. We were quite loud, to be fair. Throughout the start, up until what was it, the first half where Mount scored the goal, I was expecting that goal, to be fair. And he just slopped it top corner. That Leeds were dead quiet. Besides the South stand, which were the scummiest, up until the 80th minute, they didn't start chanting until obviously they accepted they were getting relegated and stuff. But back to the performance, I thought a lot of our players played well yesterday. Maybe one or two were non-existent players like Alonso and stuff like that were non-existent, but we needed our win, to be fair. Yeah, the first half, the South Side were quite scummy in what they were saying, and we shut them up with a few, let's say, censored chants that would have been censored on this on YouTube if you were to show it. And yeah, I mean, the first goal went in. The red card was a red card. I think that was a nasty one. I just hope that covers well, and he hopefully gets into the final, but I doubt it. I think he's out for that. Second half, you create a few chances, and yeah, Pulisic got his goal and Lukaku as well, but I don't get this whole... I think our best, you could give him an 8, but he's had a few chances and he should have scored at least 2 goals. And there's not really much else to say besides our fans were amazing. It was loud. It's probably top 3, if top 2, probably best away days for the fans. Simply because it was loud. I think the Bernabeu's probably the best away game for the Chelsea fans. But yeah, I mean, you saw yourself, Jem. We both witnessed an amazing game. Nothing much to say.
Chelsea ready to offer Tchouaméni price. Chelsea can verbally or else bid verbally or else, but the bids can't be officially agreed as long as takeover is not officially announced. Just the
Bring him in. Bring him in. Bring him in. I want him in now.
Bring him in. He's got Grimes. I know people say Grimes is hot and cold. She has got some things right. I'm not going to lie. Some, maybe not. But she's not a journalist. I think she has good contacts. But yeah, there you go.
That's what scares me. Where does she get where does she get it from? If she's not a journalist, I don't know. I'm a bit confused where she gets it. But I always trust her. I don't know.
People can have contacts, can't they, into certain sources and whatever else. You must have something. Do you know what I mean? Where she's getting it.
Yeah, that's true.
But let's go to what you saying, Olu. Olu?
Hello?
You're a bit, can you come closer to your mic or something? We can't hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Come closer. Hold it closer to your face. Have you a phone or something?
I'm just going to go out and I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, man. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I couldn't hear him. Just cut off. We're going to do the preview tomorrow for the Liverpool-Chelsea final, which is something we'll get into. We'll get some Liverpool fans on there, and we'll also get some Chelsea fans on it as well. But who was your man of the matches yesterday?
Bro, I didn't watch the full one. I'm not going to comment on that. For me, if I just look at what I saw, I thought Jorginho was fantastic, to be honest with you. He was. Absolute class, man.
Yeah, he was. Hassan?
I think I'm gonna give to Isabel because I think he was our most creative player and he turned up a lot of people miss him out.
I miss him out, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people say a lot of crap about him, but let's be honest, but without his goal contributions, will be 7th or 6th. There's a lot of games where he bailed us out, and people comment on his set pieces. I mean, without his set pieces, we wouldn't be where we be.
Ram, if you want to bring your boys, bring them. You can talk to some people, ask them tomorrow, same time, around 1 o'clock, between that time, let me know.
Biggest game tomorrow, honestly. Saturday, whenever it is. Biggest big game.
Alu, can we hear you now?
Oh, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, that's better. Can hear you
Yeah.
now, mate.
Awesome, great. Just wanted to make my point on the match. It's my first time. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right,
I
mate.
think the overall game was we did pretty good. Very impressed with our performance. Getting the goal early was awesome. You can see the quality in Mason Mounts and Rhys James. And
Yeah.
I was very glad as well with Jorginho's performance. He had a very fantastic game. A little bit disappointed with Kovacic injury.
Yeah.
Going forward, I was very excited about our attacking players. You can see Pulisic, gliding with the ball, and I was excited for him to score a goal as well. And for Loftus-Cheek as well, I made a point about Loftus-Cheek not being Chelsea standard. I'm just putting him on the same standard you put in on other players as well. He's 27, but man lacks the fundamental of playing as a midfielder. He can glide with the ball, but he never knows how to pass the ball. He doesn't like to shoot. So that's what I mean by it's not Chelsea standard. And finally, I'm gonna make my point on Lukaku. I know it's not a conversation, you like and a lot of Chelsea fan likes. Yes, Lukaku hasn't been great, to be honest. Very disappointed. But let's be real. In realistic situation like this, are you all gonna sell all our players? No. Lukaku is the best striker we have at the moment. I agree, standard has been dropped. But there's a player in there. This is the man that's proven he's a goal scorer internationally. He has over 100 goals in the EPL. So when we come up here and say, "Oh, Lukaku is garbage," I think we're being unfair, and that doesn't mean you can't hold him up.
Who said he's garbage? No one said he's garbage.
No, a lot of Chelsea fans feel he has to leave. He's not good enough for Chelsea. That's not the case. He didn't work in the first season, but there's a possibility things can get better. Yesterday's match, you could see his link-up play was much better than previous game. So I believe, with what we have on ground, we can do better with Lukaku going forward. And if you look out there, it's not like, there's so many prolific striker out there who can go in and buy. No, there's not so many strikers who can go in and buy out there. We have one. It's not working out right now, but we can get something out of him if we could work and tweak our system a little bit. That's all I've got to say. And our players as well need to learn how to pass forward to Lukaku. And that's another criticism of the team as well.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was at the game yesterday. I don't know if you saw me. I was sitting opposite it. And my biggest criticism of Lukaku, and it will stand, is that we spent 100 million on a striker that was supposedly meant to come in and be able to adapt his game to the way that we play, not the way that he plays. And I feel that to get the best out of him, I think you have to play to his strengths rather than it be the other way around. And I just feel like when you look at Benzema and Harry Kane and these type of strikers, they're very adaptable depending on the circumstances of the game. I don't think that is what Lukaku is. And when I watched him yesterday, he didn't have a bad game. I'm not saying he had a bad game. I just feel that he just doesn't, I would say doesn't fit in, but the way that we play and that what's required in this system is a lot of movement, energy, running behind, working hard. And he does try and do that. I just feel that he doesn't always, in his attitude, in his body language sometimes, even yesterday in parts of the games, I just feel that he doesn't want to do that. I feel like he's just not used to that. He's an out-and-out goal scorer. He needs to be found in the box. I agree with you. There were times yesterday where we could have played him in a lot quicker on the break, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, more so. And we didn't. And them kind of things are not going to help him. But we can also say the same thing about Timo Werner, because he has the same issue when he makes runs behind and we don't play him in. These are two strikers that like playing on the counter. We're a ball-playing team. We don't allow teams usually to come on us and play on counter. That's just not our game. And that's why I keep saying that even though yesterday he scored, and that's cool. That's what he was brought here to do. I don't really... he needs to score goals because you're right. We don't have goal scorers and he's meant to be that. And we spend a lot of money on that for him to be that. I just don't feel that he is the correct profile still for this football club in the way that the way he plays the game. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it.
I don't like him. It's just that I don't think he fits properly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he doesn't fit, to be honest. But let me ask you this question. If Lukaku was to leave, who will be a perfect fit for Chelsea as a striker?
I think it's a hard question because you've seen so many strikers come to this football club and just not do well. I'm starting to slowly give up.
I think anyone with the profile that can link up will be the perfect one.
No,
But at the
not
same
just
time,
anyone. No.
well, no, it's not anyone. For me, it doesn't have to be your out and out nine. It needs to be someone that scores goals,
And
but also
Kunku.
adapts to that system. If you know what I mean. If that isn't an elite like Harry Kane or a Benzema, which it probably wouldn't be because they're just one of a small bunch of names of elite players that can do that, then you have to start looking below that level. And then when you look below that level, you look at maybe someone like, I don't know, yeah, you could add Bundesliga attacks into that. And Kunku is very good at doing a lot of what is required in this Chelsea system. He would score goals. He's a finisher. His ability to dribble, move forward, carry the ball, run into spaces, create. He's an all-round player that can also finish. Not to say that he'll come in Chelsea and it will do it, but maybe we have to move away from the idea of having to just buy the best striker with the biggest name, give him the biggest wage, and it not work. Because that's what's happened for us, you know? And it might be that Lukaku gets another season and it works, but the only way it works is getting better profile players behind him and playing more to his style still. I don't see how he tries to adapt his game, but at the same time, I hope he proves me wrong. I do. Because if he proves me wrong, then that means we're doing really well. Because that means he's scoring and he's actually playing well. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Jem.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ousmane Dembele on a free?
I think it's great. The problem with him is another Pulisic. You just don't know when he's going to pull up.
Yeah.
And he's going to play a lot of games in the Premier League.
And that's why we say we probably need to get rid of either Werner or Pulisic.
But it would be on a free.
Yeah, but then it's wages, isn't it, and stuff like that for someone like Dembele, you know. And
But if you get him on free, his wages take away the fee.
I would play. Look, I like Dembele, and the way that he's playing at the moment, he's in really good form, and he's direct, he's quick, he creates space, he assists, and he can score goals. And he plays right, you know. He can do a lot of what we don't have, is what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah, we do have to remove one of the players if he comes in. Because obviously we'll be overloading too many players. And for me, obviously everyone has the individual. I think it's Werner for me or Ziyech. I love Ziyech, but I think it's either one of them. I don't think Pulisic is the one to leave. I really think
the priorities of this summer. This summer's probably defensive midfield before we go to attack.
This one is definitely defensive. Obviously, we start from the back and make our way up. We should get those defenders in first because obviously we're looking at Koundé, Koulibaly, who else? Like it's a lot of people.
Koundé's certain for me. Like he,
100%.
I think Koundé's. I think Chouameni's probably next on the list. Would probably either.
I was gonna say I think Koundé's already not our player, but he's already gonna be signed. So I think we have to focus on Chouameni. I think that's the guy we have to get.
We need another defender as well, though. That's the thing. Koulibaly's another option that springs to mind.
I think this is where Todd and his team will have to use his data statistics to find the right profile of player.
But I feel like we need to get more of an experienced defender like Koulibaly. Not then. Yeah. I mean, like that. What's that Leipzig defender name again? I forgot.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, like he's quite. Yeah, he's quite young. I don't know if we need another young.
He's very young now. You know, he's very mature for his age. He's 21, 22. It's Givia, I was saying. I can't remember his name.
Something like that.
Yeah. Apparently, we need 2 centre backs, 2 backup wing backs, 1 DM, 1 attacker. That's what. Well, I would agree on the 2 centre backs.
I was gonna say I don't rate Pau Torres. I don't think we should get him. But someone who I haven't seen us linked to is Bastoni from Inter Milan.
Yeah.
He's left-footed as well. He seems decent, but we're not. I don't think we're linked to him.
It's been a shout for a couple of seasons, I think. I remember last season, I think we were linked.
I agree with Valijo's comment here. If we get all them players, that's the perfect window for me.
Yeah.
Because Cucurella.
Cucurella, yeah.
He's
centre back and wing back. He's a Reece James mirror. That's a must-need player as well. He's a fantastic player.
If we do that anywhere near that, I'll tell you now, that is a strong Chelsea team.
Who would be safe as Pilaqueta goes? Who would be Reece James' backup?
Well,
I think it's going to be Dujon Sterling.
You could bring in a loanee, you know. I think we could look at that option.
I think this is where our academy players come in, like Dujon Sterling, Gallagher,
Player
We've
of the
got quite a
left.
few like Collingwood. But it depends if our if our fans are patient with them. It depends on what target is or what's our target next season. Because it is a rebuild.
I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind the
We've got
Loney
to
for
close
that
the gap.
position because if we can possibly play Cucurella on the right as a backup, because I would put him as the left centre back. He does that at Brighton, and then he'll be a backup for Chilwell as well. Possibly we can put him on the right as well
You need
if we have
rotation.
to force him.
You
How
need
much-
rotation.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Chilwell,
What's
massively.
his price value? I don't even know how much he's like.
Cucurella's I think 45.
I think he's going to be
45. That
around
seems
35, 40 because he's at Brighton and big teams are going to go for him.
We could get Jules Koundé for anything between 50 to 60 million. We then could go and get Koulibaly for 30 million. And then we can get this guy from Leipzig who's going for another 30 million if we wanted, and Cucurella for another, say, 40 million and whatever.
And do you think this is why Todd probably held out to Merida to probably get some kind of discount on all of them? Because he is getting a lot.
There's a good chance that we could easily spend close to 200 million again if that's Todd Bowley's idea. But that's without a central midfielder. That would bring you up to like 130, 140. And then you could throw another 60 mil, 70 mil, which is what Tchouameni is asking prices.
Yeah, Tchouameni has to come in.
You know, and then you can bring in Dembele on a free and just give him a wage, and that covers you, gives you another option in forward. And you could have Chelsea could have really have a good summer window if they do that. You know?
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, go
I
on.
do believe before buying players, we need to get out our deadwood players first.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
We have.
I think we've been doing that actually quite well. Like we're starting, which is quite well.
Yeah, so we got to get them out of the team first and go for a realistic target. You know, I do understand we have wish players. Oh, we want this player, Tchouameni, but are they really going to come to Chelsea? That's the
I
question.
mean, although they are priority targets.
I know.
They're
And
Tuchel's priority targets, so we should do everything in our power to get them.
you know, as fans, we have wish players. Don't get me wrong, but the question is, does people like to play?
No, the wish players are like Neymar and stuff. They're the wish players.
One second, guys. Cucurella don't want to sit on the bench the whole season. No, Emerson's good.
No, Emerson's leaving.
I think Emerson will go to Italy.
He's gonna go Leo.
But this is a big but. If we do not go for a Cucurella or any of these types of players, then don't be surprised as a stopgap for a season or two. We keep Emerson as backup to Chilwell because we've got too many other areas to work on. But I don't think we should. I think we should actually buy there personally.
But Cucurella's a starting left centre back. Cucurella left centre back, Koulibaly in the middle, Koundé on the right. So he can start. And then when she was injured, he plays on the left wing. If
ask
she's
you
injured, he plays
about-
on the right. He's always got a position in him for him to start.
Do you know Koulibaly, yeah? Is it even possible to do a deal? Because you know that Napoli owner, I swear he said they want like a big offer.
No, it's like 35 now. He's old.
Yeah,
He's
but
at 30 now.
that's what I was thinking. But I saw something that he said that he wants a super offer or something like that.
No, with age,
Yeah.
it is about how big the contract is. With age, it's only limited now. Well, unless this was 5 years ago, but it's not 5 years ago now, is it?
Not for 150 million, Dwayne. No. I don't think. I mean, they've given him a 200k a week offer with over an 8-year contract or something stupid they've offered him at the moment. Not that he's going to accept it, but I just don't think anything in the hundreds is.
No one will pay.
Rice is max up.
Declan Rice has already reached his full potential, just like Mason Mount. They're not going to get any better. This is the best that we're going to see of them for years. That's it.
I don't know where to bring Mount into it.
Showtime. What are you saying, Showtime, man?
I'm saying a great match. We showed a little more fluidity in attack yesterday. There's certain phases of the attack that still needs to be worked on. Like when your center forward is making runs and you see him make the run, if you want to take the shot, don't take the shot. Give it to your center forward. That's why you pay him the big bucks. That's just my thing. But other than that, I'm pleased. I can't wait till this weekend. I want to shut Liverpool out. I want to punch them in the mouth.
That's tomorrow.
I want to give them what they need, a butt whooping. They need a real spanking on the behind. And I hope Tuchel can produce that squad that can give it to them. I don't care if you start Kai Havertz. I don't care if you start Lukaku. I just want us to be clinical up front. That's it. I just want us to be clinical and give Roman another trophy before the farewell is over. Because this is his Roman's farewell tour.
I agree. I think that's the most important thing.
And Chalobah needs to start. I don't know what it's with Tuchel. Start Chalobah. I don't care if you start the one that's going to Barcelona or Real Madrid. But Chalobah has to be in that back. I don't think.
I think Chelsea was good yesterday, mate.
Yes, he was very solid. He shows that he's hungry to play. And Tuchel, you need to play him. You didn't keep him. We didn't sign him for 5 years to have him sit on the bench and play him when we play Leeds United relegation teams. We need him to be the future of that back line. Him and Thiago Silva. So I mean,
and there's that stat going around. He hasn't lost the game. There's that stat going around. He hasn't lost the game.
13 matches he played, 8 wins, I think 3 draws. That's not bad. I mean, look.
I was gonna say something about let's just say let's imagine Declan Rice and Tchouaméni were the same price. Who would you go for?
Tchouaméni.
Yeah, same for me personally.
Yeah, I would as well, to be honest.
I don't think Declan Rice is a good player, and everyone will say, well, he's Premier League proven. That makes no sense. Why would you not want a Premier League proven player? I just feel that you know what it is with Tchouaméni? He has the option to not only be a 6, but he can play an 8 as well. Yeah. Like you get a lot more versatility from him than a Rice for me personally. They're both good players. It's mad because they're both very good players. It's just that I would risk it with Tchouaméni more than I would bring in Declan Rice. But that's just
that's a big risk, Jay.
I mean, at the end of 2 years, Rice will be free anyway, so Tchouaméni doesn't work out within that 2 years.
Sorry, guys. Like you said, if what's his name, Tchouaméni and Declan Rice was pretty much the same amount. Come on, we'll go for Declan Rice. Like, this is a proven English player. He understands the league. He can play in defense as well. And look, Tchouaméni has all the hype, all the qualities.
What has Declan Rice won though? I mean, proven.
It's not about winning. It's about adapting to the league.
But he hasn't stood out to the league from his team.
He just started standing out because he's trying to make some out.
We fans keep calling Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni might come and look like a new Bakayoko.
No, but Tchouaméni has played in that final. He's played in that Nations League final.
You've never watched Tchouaméni, have you? You've just admit.
I've watched a few times.
You don't watch him.
You watch him last game?
He might be a good player, but he might struggle in a new league.
No, you don't watch him. Trust me. You don't watch him.
It's not about watching a player. It's about also adapting.
No, it is because that comment that you come out with, is reckless. To say that.
No, I said he could be a new Bakayoko. Doesn't mean.
Yeah, exactly. That's
a possibility.
How bad Bakayoko was at Chelsea.
That's my point. Bakayoko was great in Monaco.
Yeah, that tells me you haven't watched him. That's what I'm saying. Because for that comment to come out your mouth, that tells me you haven't watched him. Because Bakayoko was atrocious.
It's the same thing you say with Lukaku. Lukaku was great in Inter Milan. We expect him to complete.
No, that's the Lukaku fans, man.
No, that's my point.
Lukaku's proven though. He's played in the league.
Adaptability is a problem.
He's still shit.
Yeah, and next year he still has a chance to prove himself again. So you can't bring Lukaku into this.
Look, you might laugh at my point, but what I'm trying to say is, look, I get it. We all want Tchouaméni. There's a possibility he might come in and not play up to the standard. It's a possibility. It's not.
That's for every single player.
Do you know what another thing is? Do you know what another thing is? Say if we don't sign Tchouaméni, another team will get him, and then if he performs, we'll be like, oh no, we could have got him.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva was great at Monaco. That's true. There's many players that left Monaco and kicked on and been very good in this Premier League. The Bakayoko thing is just like you could do the same thing with Declan Rice. Oh, him coming to Chelsea. What makes you think he's going to
be a drink water 2.0?
Yeah, Declan Rice wouldn't have the same adaptability like Tchouaméni. Let's be real. Like, come on. If they were on the same amount, Declan Rice will be the better option.
Everyone obviously has their opinion in it. Like, I don't disagree. You know,
my opinion.
I don't think Rice is a bad player. That's the thing. I actually think
he's got leadership. That's what I like.
Yeah, I think it's just preference, to be honest.
But, it's just price tag. That's all it is.
And for me, it's preference. Well, I think that's very common. Like, for the same price, I would still choose Tchouaméni because for me, I think he's a better player. But obviously, I agree. This if you want Declan Rice. So
I wasn't comparing Bakayoko to Tchouaméni. No, I'm saying there's a possibility he can end up through that route as well.
But all of the argument's kind of weak because we could turn around and say Rice could be in with the drink water.
True.
True as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why not?
Another thing is, didn't Fabinho come from Monaco as well?
Monaco produced him. great
And
talents,
Mbappe came from Monaco. Gee, like, that's the main goal. Like, look at that.
Monaco is literally a quality place for talents. They're like
The French Ajax.
the French cover, man.
The American owner that we have is gonna be reasonable, and he's not just gonna spend 150 on one player. He's not doing that.
Declan Rice is not
Americans-
150 million.
No,
There we
it's
go.
a load of
So what's
bollocks,
they're asking
bro. He
for?
hasn't proven everything at the top level.
Has Chimeni?
Yeah, he's played in the
Tchouaméni's
final.
playing like fucking
He
Xavi
played in
there.
that Nations League
Tchouaméni-
final.
Tchouaméni's a French national.
Yeah,
Rice is
Declan Rice
English
is
national.
Rice is
That
English
tells you a lot.
national.
best country in the world.
Who went to the Euros final? What's your point?
My
You know
point
what
is,
I'm saying?
there's
Hang
no
on.
problem with wanting to. There's nothing wrong with wanting Tchouaméni, and there's nothing wrong with wanting Rice. What is
Yeah,
the
but-
problem?
Yeah.
But
Get it? Like,
you
it's-
guys
it's
down, you guys downplayed Declan Rice.
no, but you downplay Tchouaméni.
He already
No, I
reached
don't.
his full
You
potential.
do.
I mean,
His name. You go on about
W-
Declan Rice. W. It's the same thing.
W.
They're both
Can you tell me
better,
this? If
Declan
Rice
Rice
wants
has
to
played
join
at
us
least 6
Burnley, he
seasons
could
in
wait 2
EPL.
years. Rice could wait 2 years and come for a free. If Tchouaméni doesn't work out, it's a win-win for us. If it
Rice wants to come. Rice
I
wants to come to Chelsea so badly. Watch, he's gonna end up going to Man United, and then everybody's gonna all our fan base is
He'll
gonna
flop.
hate him because he went to United. Watch.
Well, I love him. I hope he goes United. I love him for it.
Mm.
You can go and kill his career there.
He already reached his full potential, bro. He's not getting any better. This is
How
the
do
best
you know?
Rice you're gonna see.
How do you know?
Exactly.
Him and-
How do you know that?
You're gonna see. Look,
you
I'm
know
just
that?
speaking, so this is my opinion, right?
You
What
said things
I'm
about
laying-
Mount. How do you know this?
Yeah, Mount has reached his full potential. We have run Mount to his full potential already. Mount
I
is
don't think so.
no,
Yeah.
I think he's
There's
got
no
a
way
little
Mount is
bit
gonna
left.
get any
He's
better.
got a little bit
I
more
think
left.
we've
No.
him mentally.
He doesn't have
is-
nothing else
I've
in
said
him.
it. He's mentally he's a bit too drained. His expectations too high, Mount, and
Like
he's
Mendy.
mentally lives up to a perfect standard. But I don't think it's capped. I think he can still improve like every single play. For me, Rice can obviously still improve, but I would rather take the risk on Tchouaméni because I
Would
think
you-
he can improve higher.
What do you not think of the possibility of actually signing Tchouaméni because of how many teams and clubs actually want him? Like
I
Liverpool.
think
Yeah,
it's a
with the league.
50-50. It's
His manager
50-50.
is Koundé's manager, so we have a rapport with Koundé already. So we can
Mm.
get
Still,
both.
I don't think Chimeni picks us over Liverpool and Real Madrid.
No. The only thing that we have now is because we're doing a squad revamp, we can guarantee game time. These players want game time rather than sitting on the bench. Because if he's coming to us, like Liverpool, our targets are trophies. If he's getting game time and trophies, what's stopping him? I mean, Real Madrid's probably the only one, but I can't see him sit on the bench for Liverpool.
Yeah, and yeah,
So
Liverpool.
who's he gonna bench? Thiago, Fabinho.
Exactly, who's he gonna bench?
Look,
Man
you
City.
guys
That
made
Liverpool
a
teams in their
comment
peak.
about me not watching Tchouaméni. I get it. I don't watch him, but my points I still make is I don't have to watch him to understand he might struggle with adaptability. I still stand on my point. You know, you made joke about me not watching.
Nah,
him in his
to be
league.
honest,
I don't have to watch a player.
players from the French
I've
league
seen him play.
adapt to the Premier League faster because it's more
That,
physical.
on what stat? And that's why I brought Bakayoko. You see what I said?
That's one player, bro.
That's
I
one
know.
play.
Yeah, that,
Except
That's
for the
one
rule,
way
they
how-
don't make the
how
rule.
many-
Handful.
Even
That's why I
Fabinho
brought
was in that
Bakayoko.
team.
Similar
Look at
position,
Fabinho now.
But there's a possibility he might struggle. I never said they're the same. There's a
Same with
possibility.
Declan Rice as well, though.
especially with the
Yeah,
price
of
tag
course.
of
But I'm
Declan
just
Rice.
saying, you guys downplay him.
No, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
playing.
I actually keep saying to people that he is a good. I don't have times I have to keep saying this. He's a good player. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that he's a good, he is a good player. What
He's
I'm
a good
saying is
player.
my preference would be Tchouaméni. That is it. Like, I would prefer Tchouaméni. If I had Declan Rice come to my football club, I wouldn't cry about it. I'd be like, okay, cool, no problem. But I prefer Tchouaméni. That's it.
He's a good player, but is he gonna get any better? Or is
Of
this
course
the best
he
that
will.
we can
Yeah,
do?
it
say
will
that.
help.
Is he worth?
Help
Is he,
team.
as of right now, is he worth the 150 million that they want?
No, he's
He's
not.
not
It would-
100 mil.
Exactly. So no.
Our
Tchouaméni would be the best.
No
absolute
DM's
best,
worth
he's like
150.
he's like 45 million at best, like max value.
Guys, I
Rice
just want
or
to
Tchouaméni?
I just want to quickly do a CPO
Tchouaméni
statement.
then.
1 second. I just got to do a quick CPO statement that come through on the Chelsea website. You'll be aware that an agreement was signed late on Friday night for the Clear Lake Consortium led by Todd Bowley to acquire Chelsea FC. This is a major step forward in finalising the change of ownership. Although the process is, of course, not yet complete, the agreement comes up with various undertakings, including redevelopment of the stadium. We'd like to give you a brief summary of how the board has been working to protect the interests of CP over the last 8 weeks. we have been fully engaged with as many parties as possible who are involved in the sale of the 4 shortlist bidders. 4 face-to-face meetings were held with 3 of them, and 4th was held virtually. We met with several of the groups who had previously expressed an interest but not made it onto the shortlist. We have also had discussions with the True Blues Consortium. We have contacted and lobbied relevant officials and at DCMS, as well as the local MP for Chelsea and Fulham. In each case, we are satisfied that the key issues surrounding CPO's relationship with the club have been presented. Bidders were made aware that our priorities are that football continues to be played at Stamford Bridge by a team called Chelsea FC. So what they mean by that is do not change the name. Keep it at the stadium. The redevelopment of the ground to create the best stadium in London for the best team in London. We like that. That's a good little comment there. Agreeing a process that ensures the outstanding loan to the club is resolved in a mutually beneficial way. So the loan that the club currently holds, it being sorted, basically, because at the end of the day, Roman wanted to clear it off us in the first place, so they're making sure that we're basically a debt-free company. Underpinning the future of CPO as part of the Chelsea infrastructure, keeping them in the loop with anything big that needs to be, changed, or if they're going to make big plans. Not everything in terms of business, but in regards to developments and, it could be stadiums and, fans involvements, things like that. They want to be involved. As the sale process is now reaching the point where there is some certainty, we will, of course, continue our dialogue with Bowley's team to pursue our objectives. To support our activity, we have also connected with a large number of media outlets across the UK, TV, radio, blah, blah, blah. The list of these are blah, 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 blah. Sun, Athletic, whatever. Along with a number of podcasts with connections to the Chelsea community. We remain in contact with many of these outlets, and we have also consulted a corporate lawyer, PR experts and architects to get the advice and guidance where necessary. We're grateful for the cooperation that Chelsea Board and supports trust in representing each other's interests throughout the process. We hope this partnership will come in the era of the new ownership. Finally, as you may have seen from our social media posts, there has been an unprecedented level of share applications since the announcement of the sale. The number of since March 2nd has been significantly higher than we should normally receive in a whole year. Blah, 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 blah. What's this about? It's to do with shares, isn't it? We apologise again for those delays and assure everybody that has applied they will get their shares. So please do not. So they're talking about people that were able to apply online, basically, through the CPO, which they've done as well. But there you go, guys. So there's a little bit of a breakdown from CPO, a statement on Chelsea Football Club in regards to what they did in the last 8 weeks and how it all kind of went from their aspects and the fact that they've met their needs in many ways as well. So there you go.
Well, it's good to hear. Finally, we're officially completed and we can start the process.
Your stadium was going to improve, compared to what it is, or something.
Of course.
We're redeveloping the whole thing.
It's going to be redeveloped, basically.
Oh. It does need.
Wait, hang on. Wait. Are we redeveloping or are we moving?
No, we're redeveloping on our ground. And the contract was basically saying we still own the rights of Chelsea Football Club, and they can't basically relocate and change the name. They have to keep it Chelsea FC on Stamford Bridge.
So what their plans are to redevelop, from what I've heard, is that the idea is to keep us still playing on the pitch. But what it's going to be is going to be probably a 5-year project where each stand is improved on a season basis. So the Matthew Harding stand gets shut, and that it limits our attendance, but then it allows them to redevelop that stand. Once that stand's redeveloped, it's opened, and then they work on the east stand. Then it'll be the west stand, and then it'll be the shedding. So they'll do that, and then they'll probably look to maybe improve the pitch, etc. Once the season's over through that period.
Don't people around the stadium have a problem with you expanding? I swear that Roman had a problem with it.
Oh, no, it was that property issue. But then I think that's been solved.
The rich owners, mate.
The reason they're not making a point of it is because all the developments that are being done are on our grounds. We're not, even though we're expanding the stadium out, there's things like Chelsea Hotel, there's things like other areas around that land that we currently sit on that may need to be pushed back or redeveloped on in itself. So we're actually just, even though we're in the same position, we're kind of just going like that a little bit on each side rather than going like that and going like that. That's which is the problem because they won't.
So let me ask: does the Bowley custodian get the hotel as well, along with the club as well?
I think
they get everything that's owned by.
They get everything, but the name and stuff are still ours. Like they won't be able to change nothing about it. They'll be able to redevelop it, but not like change the name and stuff.
Hassan,
let us play away for 2 years and get all of it done. I don't think they're going to do that though.
Like the pitch owners, you know what I mean?
Don't forget, Tottenham people had a massive problem with Tottenham playing at Wembley. People had a massive problem with it. Not only just so even Tottenham had to sort out some stuff, and it took a long time for them to sort it out. So
they may as well rebuild Stamford Bridge then. You know what I mean?
You might have to tear it down and.
As long as we build a stadium that's better than Anfield,
they're not going to do that.
It's very hard to find a stadium that's better than Anfield, my brother.
You're not understanding. They're not going
to.
They're not going to relocate. It's not the case. They've already got an agreement in place to redevelop, which is what
I've been to Stamford Bridge. The only thing I can see them doing is what's it called?
Like Wembley when they're rebuilding the stadium. Will that be an issue to the proper Chelsea?
What?
No.
If like they decide to like rebuild the whole thing and then you have to play like in Wembley for like a season,
they're not doing that. I've just said that.
I don't think anyone is going to be. I don't think Wembley's going to let anyone else do it because it was a big deal with Tottenham, and I don't think they're going to do it again.
That's very true.
It
will take. Look, Winter Surfer. It will take longer.
Does it hold the heritage of Anfield? No, it doesn't. Okay, we move.
It will take longer and do it one stand at a time. Especially, I agree, but this is the whole thing of the fan base and certain people that are heavily involved in the club wanting it to stay where it is. You know, it's hard for us to move. There's nowhere to move in that area. You know, unless we go out of area and move towards Battersea, which we can't do now because of the power station and whatever else. We're going to end up going out of our postal area. You know, and that's the problem. So unless we move out and play in another stadium, which, like Ram said, Wembley, they're not going to want that. You know, who are we going to do? Share someone's stadium while we're playing? It's not going to happen.
Yeah, like Inter Milan and AC Milan, innit? Like
but they're still playing every week, though, Ram. They play probably Saturday, 3:00 every day. How's that going to work for Chelsea?
But Jem, what's the scenario? What if you have to share a stadium with like a London rival? Let's say you have to share stadiums with like Tottenham or West Ham.
They can't do Tottenham or West Ham. It's too far away. They had to stick it within Hammersmith area.
Or Fulham. Or you can go down to Craven Cottage to share. You know what I mean?
So Andreas is saying not true at all, Rams. There has already been plans about it, and it's possible to extend the capacity to 61k. The shed needs east, west, all the stands possible to extend. That's what I just said.
Are you expanding upwards or sideways?
No, they're going to do. I think they're going to do upwards, and what they're going to do is, when you go to Chelsea's ground at the moment, it's very you're very close. You're like this. What they're going to do with it, from what I understand, is they're going to kind of cove it in to it. So you're kind of going to be over it. You know, a bit like what the Bernabeu and Nou Camp is.
Oh my days! Is it like those Spanish stadiums?
I think it's going to be more over the top of the pitch. You're going to feel closer to it. But I don't know how they're going to do it. They're going to raise the pitch and probably bring the stadium a bit more down. Yeah.
If you've been to any of them Spanish stadiums,
they're
stadiums are high. They are high.
But not for 61k.
High.
Yeah, but they've got like 90k attendances, Rams. This is for 61k. Do you know what I mean? So it's.
We'll see.
But Jem, would the proper pitch guys, them lads that own the pitch of the bridge in Fulham, be like okay with it because they keep on refusing?
I mean, they're gonna have to be. They have to be. Otherwise, the businessmen will turn around and say we're gonna have to raise prices because of the demands. So either way, it's a lose-lose. We have to make money.
Sort of compensation.
Chelsea fans won't like this opinion, but I think Stamford Bridge needs being taken down, man. That stadium looks like a shithole, man. You know what I mean?
That will cost a lot of money. That will cost a lot of money and take a lot of time.
To be like revamped and all that. You know what I mean?
I agree, but it'll cost a lot of money to demolish it and then rebuild it back from scratch. It's going to cost about.
I think it's just easier just to
£800 million.
Yeah, it's easier to extend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have to like be in another ground, I think you lot. Yeah. But Baram, would they have to be like sharing like grounds with Fulham? Worst case scenario, innit?
They have to offer some sort of compensation. So I'm guessing they have to give them a bit of money. And it's really, it's really sticky.
Goldson is a man that's going to help us with everything around. So yeah, he's the main guy that's going to be building the stadium. He's a developer in himself. That's true. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do into a basketball team.
So what's this talk of Shermany? The only reason why I came is because someone mentioned my club and Shermany.
What I said was what we have over you guys is promise of game time. Like I don't think Shermany replaces Henderson, Fabinho, or who's in the Thiago.
I mean, he's better than all three of them. It's just that Klopp
he will replace Henderson.
After 4 months, he'll replace Henderson because Henderson.
Nah, I think Henderson's too crucial, man.
He's not going to Liverpool.
Henderson's been getting injuries left, right, and center.
He's wow.
He's getting injuries,
and he's not that good as well. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's actually alright, man. I kind of rate him. He's alright.
He's old.
What I'm going to say, Ram, is that if Chelsea are involved and we offer the money, you ain't getting him. That's all.
It's Fabinho injured.
You better hope that no one's chasing him, and you just got a clear run like.
Who's his best friend for France, mate? I think it's Mr. Ibrahima Konate.
Who's his agent?
N'Golo Kante.
Has he played with Kante as much?
Yes,
as
he's played with
Kante and Koundé.
As much as he played with Konate, bro. Let me finish.
Yes,
as much as he played with
his best friend Koundé.
And he's also mates with Fabregas as well.
Yes, his best friend is Koundé.
Konate's played with him through all youth groups from France.
Good on him. Koundé's his best friend, and Koundé's his agent.
Konate let him do his thing, man. Konate can do his thing, and he'll come to Liverpool.
You want to learn from the best under N'Golo Kante, or you want to play with your best friend? Which one is more lavish for your
Actually, best friends with Koundé, who's coming to Chelsea, bro. Remember that as well.
And has the same agent.
They share the same agents. You know what I mean?
They got the same agents, bro.
We're going to play with Christian Pulisic instead of Mohamed Salah. Are you mad?
Oh, Jim, why are you dancing like expressions? You know what I mean?
Because we're getting them both.
Don't worry, he'll come.
We want it all.
He'll come to the.
Anyway, I think it's an open race for Tchouaméni. I don't think it's going to be easy. But to be honest, I don't think it's. If it's clear sail for Liverpool, I'd be shocked if teams didn't try and at least ask the question. That's why I think Chelsea must have a chance.
We get a backup.
We all know who's
many, and we get a forward. Oh my days!
We all know who's good. We all know who's good at closing deals. Oh, Marina, she's the best at closing deals.
You're that complete that you can go and play another season with winning one Premier League title under Klopp in 7 years. That's how complete you are. Anyway, smash the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel.
When was the last time
I need to shoot off today because Ram, save your bullshit tomorrow. Yeah, save your bullshit tomorrow. Chelsea versus preview FA Cup final. War
I'm bringing the smoke. I'm bringing the smoke.
Snap them up again this time. They are scared of us.
I am bringing the smoke tomorrow.
We'll hear it tomorrow.
What the fuck, you girls? We're the best in fucking the Premier League.
Marina, you're the best. I'm glad you.
We're gonna smack Liverpool.
Chelsea.